Hey guys, and welcome to Talk Chain. Today we're going to talk about the NEM hack is being reimbursed, thankfully, by Coindesk. We're also going to talk about Starbucks allowing crypto to be accepted as payment, and we're also going to talk a little bit about the BitConnect hack and the following class action lawsuit. Rob, what's going on today?
Not too much, buddy. Just making some sweet gains like usual, riding some pumps, not holding, the usual stuff.
Nice.
Yourself? What's going on with you?
Haven't been doing too much trading to be honest with you, but as I go down the line, it looks like everything's pretty green. Total market cap's about 570 billion. Most stuff is green. Stellar sort of lightened up off that last pump with all the news coming out about the roadmap. And we have NEM down here coming in at a whopping 25% gain in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, NEM, exciting. That's really everyone should have bought the dip, but there
Yeah.
was fundamentally no reason for a dip in the first place. Like just because the coins are stolen doesn't mean that there was like a vulnerability with NEM. It was really just the exchange itself, it seemed.
Yeah, and we should have really caught that because NEM was very explicit in saying that they had all of these security options available that Coincheck didn't actually take advantage of in their exchange. So, yeah, fundamentally nothing actually changed with the NEM, and the fact that it's being reimbursed also doesn't really fundamentally change anything. I think people are just overall glad that the users of the coin, the holders of the coin, are going to get a bit of a tip of the hat. So we'll talk about that first since we're already on it. They're giving the losses to the NEM holders at a rate of 81 cents each per coin. So that's pretty nice for anybody who had money in NEM on this exchange. There's not really many more details than this. Is a tweet from a guy. I assume he's a tech reporter
Yeah,
in Tokyo.
Yuji Nakamura.
Yeah, I never heard of the dude. So um, yeah, but
Yeah.
it's nice that they're saying that, and we'll see if they actually follow through.
Well, it's interesting. I think it's respectable what they're doing to actually do it. I don't think you can make the announcement if you're not going to do it. Like
Yeah,
it would ruin their entire business, I think, if they were to do that. But no, it's good. It's not worth what the coin is worth, but it's a good start. It's better than them getting nothing back, and it's really what you would expect from a respectable exchange.
hmm
Like they're owning up to the fact that they messed up when they had the opportunity to have the security heightened, and
yeah,
because they chose not to do it, because of their negligence, they will reimburse,
hmm
which could end up resulting in a lawsuit if they weren't willing to offer that because it was their negligence.
yeah, and it sets a good precedent, I think, for other exchanges. So the bar is set now. If you're gonna get hacked, it's probably wise to reimburse people if you have security flaws, and hopefully this is sort of a lesson for all the exchanges that their security is going to be as good as it can be, especially when there's features of a coin that make it secure, which NEM does have.
Yeah, it's great when you see somebody just take ownership, especially like this. The company or the exchange is going to make hundreds of millions of dollars anyway,
Yeah.
so it's like it might cut a little bit into their profits, but in the long run, I think it's better for their company overall.
Yeah, I think so too, for sure. And speaking of companies, Starbucks, buddy, your favorite beverage, your favorite hot beverage company is coming out, and the chairman in their quarterly earnings report said that they are interested in expanding digital customer relationships.
Yeah, I do love a large double frappa lappuccino. It's and yeah, so soon we should be able to pay with some form of cryptocurrency. Not they didn't explain which one, but they did explain which one it won't be. So that's it. Only cuts it down to maybe 5,000 out of a total of 5,001.
So, what do you think
But
about that? Why would he say that Bitcoin wouldn't be a role in the strategy?
well, if I guess it depends. Like if the Lightning Network isn't implemented across the board, then it's the classic. It takes forever for the transaction to go through, and the fees that are associated with it are going to be way too high.
Mm-hmm.
And it wouldn't make sense for you to buy you're going to go to Starbucks, buy your $12 coffee, and then pay another $12 in transaction fees. So now you're up to a $24 coffee, and yeah, it just doesn't benefit anybody. Versus even with Stellar Lumens or Ryblocks or any other fast transaction currency, they're pennies and they're in seconds.
Yeah, so I don't know if on the conference call he actually said that was the reason why. I mean, it makes total sense, but it's interesting that this might be the first time where somebody's like, yeah, you know, despite Bitcoin being first, like, Bitcoin is the one that everybody knows the most about, this company's actually coming out and saying, yeah, I mean, we get it, but we're not interested because of these things that have been so slow to be adopted, things like SegWit or like increases in block size or anything like that. So if we see more of this, I think it's not very good. It's not very bullish in terms of Bitcoin in the long run. If companies opt for other coins in actually being used as an actual currency.
Yeah, you're seeing the competition really start to ramp up here because as much as people like to say that because Bitcoin was the first coin, it will be adopted everywhere because it's more well known. But it's really, people are going to use the products and determine which ones are better overall and which ones to take into their businesses. I can't see somebody just saying, well, more people know what Bitcoin is, so we're just going to use Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, it's stupid to think that. And that is why my portfolio consists of 0% Bitcoin.
Yeah, I disagree. Well, I disagree with owning 0 Bitcoin just because it is still miles away of the competition. But if this is any sort of leading indicator, it's not a good sign for Bitcoin long term. If other currencies actually get more adoption and use. So I think everybody should be mindful of that Bitcoin has an inherent value just based on the fact that it's been around for so long and it has so much power, like developers behind it, and it's been tried and tested and things like that. But you know, the fees are too high. They're fundamentally way too high for something like Starbucks where you're paying for a $4 coffee. So you know, something else could definitely come in and take that. And I think we talked about this in our video yesterday too, but this is like tangible evidence that companies are going to go to what's most useful for them. And if that's not Bitcoin, then I think we should be diversified in our investments across the crypto space.
Well, definitely. And even if they pick something that's totally unknown, if they have a sign that says, we now accept Request Network, Stellar Lumens, whatever, Ryblocks, it will immediately be in thousands of stores in every city in North America.
Yeah.
So that it immediately just shoots up. It immediately becomes top 5, whatever that one is.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if Bitcoin is well known right now, that will make it well known immediately.
Yeah. Yeah. So if anybody works at Starbucks and has any insider information, please post a comment on our thing or send us a private email, actually.
Yeah, send us a private email preferably. Maybe post a comment half an hour afterward. That's fine.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Like to have something as big as Starbucks that makes so much money and gets so much foot traffic as Starbucks, like whatever they announce is going to be really big when that actually goes down. So we'll see about that.
He didn't give a timeline, did he?
No, not really. I think it was just like comments in passing that, you know, they're interested in the tech, but they're not really, you know, they're going to implement it at some point. So it's something we'll have to wait and see about for sure.
Man, that'll be so good. Can't wait for those gains.
Yeah, well.
Because I assume I picked the right ones.
Yeah.
And I'm sure everyone who is in anything assumes they picked the right ones. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's going to be me though.
Yeah, for sure, Rob. So one cryptocurrency that I can guarantee will not be the coin that they select is BitConnect or BitConnect X.
Maybe BitConnect X. You never know.
That would be ridiculous. But I think this lawsuit's actually going to get in the way of BitConnect X, to be honest with you. So Investors file class action lawsuit against BitConnectX following its shutdown. So anybody who had some money in BitConnectX, you may want to jump in on this and hopefully collect some gains for the tremendous losses you probably suffered after this. But Rob, check this out. So the 6 plaintiffs stated that their personal losses amounted to $771,000.
It's interesting, and it's
Jesus.
like it's quite a bit of money, but people must have lost more. There must be like thousands of people that have been involved in this. There's no way a coin gets up to $300 and there's only 6 people who are in it. So I'm surprised. When I looked over the article, I was surprised how few people there were. Because if I'm BitConnect right now, I'm just gonna do a quick settlement right here. Oh, okay, we'll give you 5. Yeah. You guys can split it amongst yourselves, and that'll be the end of it.
Yeah, so I wonder if they're gonna actually try and recruit more people to get it a bigger sort of class action lawsuit. It seems like with these sort of things, they try to get as many people as they can so their case is more solid. But
well, it's interesting because it's kind of a double-edged sword, because the larger it gets, like let's say there's now 100 people and the total value is 5 million. If BitConnect doesn't have 5 million and they have 2 million, then now everyone gets a little bit less, and I don't know, it just makes it so now it could get to the point where people are getting $10 each or $15 each. So it wouldn't even be close. So if I'm an individual, I'm suing BitConnect personally and not jumping in this and just trying to settle outside of it and hoping for the best.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess it depends how much the damages are and how much they can actually get convicted for. Or if they settle out, right? It's probably, BitConnect will probably try their best to settle outside of court. But damages of almost $1 million with only 6 people. Yeah, like, I agree with you. The damages must be really insane if a lot of people came forward. But I don't know. God, it's so disappointing, though.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see how it goes and whether or not they pay these people back. They do have access to the Bitcoins that people invested. So there's, I don't know how many Bitcoins worth of BitConnect are out there, but there's got to be a ton.
Well, in December, the market cap of BitConnect was 2.7 billion. So, yeah, man, I don't know. And I think when all this comes to light, they're obviously, if they actually end up going to court, they're gonna have to prove that it is a Ponzi scheme, and they're gonna have to defend themselves. So whether they actually show some sort of trading bot that they had. So for those who don't know, BitConnect had announced that their whole scheme was based on a bot that traded volatility in Bitcoin, and this bot was able to generate insane returns, and those returns were supposed to go back to all these people who invested in the coin. But there's been no evidence for that. So I don't know. If it actually ends up going to court, it'll be interesting to see whether or not there is anything behind this company at all, or it is just a straight up fraud.
Yeah, imagine there is an actual bot and they're all pretty rich.
Yeah,
that'd be weird.
Well, but that's the thing. If you had a bot that was this successful, you would just keep the bot. Why would you make an ICO and develop a company around it? That's what.
Well, I think it's so if you're getting 1% a day, so like you loan them money, and they give you 1% a day. I think the theory is the bot's so good that it must be making 5% a day. You know what I mean?
But why would you share if you had a bot that could only make money? I wouldn't share that with anybody. It would be my bot, and I would just
because you would have, let's say, $100,000, but if you get my $100,000, now you have $200,000. That'll make you 5%, but you are only giving me 1%.
So I get that, but I don't know, and that's what makes me suspicious of a lot of like anything that get rich quick thing. It's like if they have the key to unlocking all the money in the market, I don't know. I think people would be much more selfish, even though
That's true.
you're right though. Like, you could arguably expand your gains if it actually existed, but if you had a tried and tested thing that actually worked, you wouldn't be out there like pushing it around so other people could use it, in my opinion. But
Yeah, that's a good point. You know what? I think I would just sell it for $1 billion
yeah,
and then
or
go live on a beach.
that's sort of what I would think. So it seems like the company's just, they're a fraud, and hopefully that'll come out and expose the people for what they are. But we'll see, man. We'll see.
Yeah, well, I imagine they're going to settle it. There's going to be some non-disclosure agreements made.
Yeah.
No one's ever going to hear about it again.
Yeah, that's more likely what's going to happen. And hopefully our friends on YouTube who are plugging this are also going to go down in flames.
Yeah, definitely. Nobody wants these guys on YouTube. It's really, I don't know. There's no way to take them down, for YouTube to take them down for like tricking their viewers, but it's I don't know, something they may want to look into.
Yeah, well, and it's hard to actually show that they willfully pushed a Ponzi scheme like this, unless they're actually unless they were paid by the company. So I don't know. I don't know too many of the details. There might actually be some more details here, but I haven't really looked into it. But suffice to say that everybody be careful out there. Make sure you read the white paper. Make sure the white paper doesn't look like complete trash, and don't invest 150 grand in one coin.
Well, and if it sounds too good to be true, then it probably is. So why don't you just not do it?
Yeah. So with that, guys, I think we're gonna wrap up. But thanks everybody for watching. And if you like what we're doing, please subscribe or leave us a comment below. If you don't have a Binance account, use mine or Rob's, but preferably mine. And anything else, Bob?
Don't forget to share it. Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, Steam, anywhere you want.
Sounds great. And thanks a lot for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.
Take care.